Caesar awoke in his chamber, the richness of the tapestries absorbing the gentle caress of dawn's glow. He sipped the pulpy wine, its warmth mingling with the weight of ambition that settled on his shoulders like a well-tailored cloak. Today, power beckoned, whispering promises of greatness as well as the specter of impending doom. Stepping outside, he was enveloped by the thrumming heart of Rome, caught between adulation and a faint tremor of unease. His citizens' cheers, full of admiration yet laced with something darker, resonated in his chest. Geared for the Senate, he maneuvered through marble halls, each statue a silent witness to the fraying alliances around him. The air crackled with tension. Old loyalties strained and new dangers brewed, obscured behind friendly smiles and feigned camaraderie. In that moment, the world seemed ripe for change, as if destiny herself awaited his next move. Curious to see what choices would unfurl the fabric of fate. Stepping into the Senate, Caesar could feel the weight of history pressing down upon him. The marble corridors, adorned with the likenesses of past leaders, echoed with unspoken tension. Each senator's gaze bore the weight of alliances, both fragile and shifting, their smiles masking the growing discord that simmered beneath. As he approached the chamber, anticipation crackled in the air. Politicians whispered hurriedly, their eyes darting furtively. Caesar took a moment to gather his thoughts, the looming conflict sharpening his resolve. Within these walls, he sensed the urgency of his mission, to advocate for reforms that could reshape Rome. As he began to speak, passion surged through him, his voice cutting through the veiled treachery, aware that every word might tilt the balance of power. In that charged moment, the fate of an empire rested not just on his shoulders, but on the choices made within these hallowed halls. As he stood at the brink of history, the air thick with tension, Caesar was acutely aware of the stakes involved in today's Senate session. The marble corridors echoed with hushed whispers, and the gaze of his fellow senators felt like an electric current, alive with possibilities and hidden agendas. He knew that the very fabric of alliances could unravel with one misstep. But determination surged within him. He was prepared to advocate fervently for change that his beloved Rome desperately needed. With every word he spoke, hopes and fears clashed, each senator's expression a gateway to their loyalties or betrayals. Amidst this pivotal moment, the breath of destiny was palpable, urging him on as he stepped into the chamber, a crucible of ambition and conflict. Here, the fate of the empire would be contested, defined by the choices made within these walls. As the intensity of debate began to thrum in the Senate chamber, Caesar found himself engulfed in a tempest of voices and emotions. Each senator's expression unveiled a complex tapestry of allegiances, some supportive, others quietly scheming. With conviction, he rose to present his vision for reform, determined to steer Rome towards a prosperous future. His rhetoric flowed like a river, weaving through the currents of discontent, seeking to unify the fractured body before him. Yet, lurking just beneath the surface were echoes of dissent, reminding him of the fragility that permeated their alliances. Whispers curled through the air like tendrils of smoke, casting a tight grip around each word spoken. As he navigated this arena of politics, every glance exchanged and every gesture made weighed heavily on him. In the crucible of ambition, the crossroads of loyalty and betrayal awaited, marking the pivotal moment where destinies would intertwine. The fervor of debate surged around Caesar as he stepped into the Senate chamber, each voice intertwining like a web of intrigue. Emotions danced palpably, revealing the complexities of loyalty and ambition. With unwavering resolve, he addressed the senators, passionately advocating for his proposed reforms. His rhetoric flowed seamlessly, aiming to rally support amidst the rising tension. Yet, beneath their stoic facades, he sensed unease, a collective anxiety that suggested fractures were forming in their alliances. Each second ticked by like a heartbeat, marking the weight of history in the making. As he navigated through unexpected reactions and subtle exchanges, Caesar understood that every word spoken could either fortify his standing or unravel the fragile threads keeping the Senate united. In that crucible of politics, the very future of Rome hung in the balance, awaiting the decisions that would forever alter its course. As he exited the Senate, Caesar's pulse quickened with the weight of unresolved tensions still heavy in the air. In the heart of the forum, he encountered a soldier whose presence stirred memories of past camaraderie forged in the fires of battle. Their shared recollections were interwoven with nostalgia, evoking not only victories won, but also the sacrifices made for the Empire's glory. Each story recounted drew him deeper into a reflection of the bonds he had with his legions, and a realization struck him. The future of Rome hung precariously in the balance. With each laugh shared and every solemn vow exchanged, Caesar grappled with an internal turmoil. The soldier's unwavering loyalty contrasted sharply with the swirling doubts about his own journey. This moment crystallized his resolve, reminding him that every decision now had profound implications for Rome's destiny. Leadership required not just ambition, but a keen awareness of the legacies laid bare before him. As Caesar moved through the bustling marketplace, voices rose and fell like the tides, a chorus of concerns echoing around him. Merchants and families gathered, their anxious faces reflecting the weight of taxes and unending conflicts. Each grievance voiced struck a chord within him, a reminder of the human cost that underpinned his vision for Rome. Here, amidst the chaos, he saw the simple hopes and fears of the populace, a stark contrast to the grand debates of the Senate. He listened intently, connecting with their struggles, allowing their words to pierce through the armor of political ambition he often donned. This engagement deepened his understanding of his role, not merely as a leader, but as a shepherd guiding his people through turbulent times. With every conversation, the passion for change ignited in him burned brighter, illuminating the path he was destined to walk as protector of the realm. As he departed from the vibrant marketplace, the atmosphere around Caesar shifted, thick with an unspoken tension that gnawed at his instincts. The bustling voices faded, replaced by a subtle murmur that suggested hidden agendas and veiled hostility. A sense of unease crept in, echoing through the recesses of his mind as he proceeded with cautious steps. The glances exchanged among the citizens hinted at a brewing unrest, and an awareness of watchful eyes lingered like a chill on the nape of his neck. With each footfall, the weight of conspiracy coiled tighter around him, intertwining ambition with the stark reality of betrayal lurking just out of sight. Now more than ever, he understood the stakes of leadership. Choices made in the light could lead to dire consequences in the unseen corners of power, consequences that could alter the very fabric of his legacy in Rome. As Caesar crossed the threshold of his opulent home, the atmosphere thickened with unspoken tensions. His most trusted allies awaited him, yet beneath their warm greetings lay a fracturing foundation. Brutus and Cassius entered, their expressions betraying a distaste that crackled in the air like static. The din of their camaraderie was tainted with strife, evident in the way their eyes flickered with unvoiced dissent. Conversations danced around issues of loyalty, their tone growing sharper with insinuation. Caesar felt the anchors of his power loosening, the ambitious tides shifting against him. As he listened, he grasped the gravity of the moment. The delicate threads of authority were unraveling, pulling him toward an uncertain fate. In that instant, he recognized the inevitability of conflict. A confronting battle for control loomed ahead, demanding that he navigate the turbulent waters of loyalty and treachery. The stakes had never been higher. Chapter 1: Awakening of a Leader. Caesar awakens to the day, heavy with responsibility and ambition, cradling hope as he savors the pulpy wine, contemplating power's dual nature. Chapter 2: A Friend's Banter. Breakfast unfolds with Antony, their lighthearted exchange hinting at growing political fissures while reinforcing their camaraderie. Chapter 3: The Adoration of the People. Stepping into the bustling streets, Caesar feels admiration and unease from citizens, a complex dance of loyalty and apprehension. Chapter 4: The Halls of Power. Within the Senate's marble corridors, Caesar senses a charged atmosphere, where old alliances strain and political undercurrents whirl. Chapter 5: The Senate Debate. Caesar passionately advocates for reform, his rhetoric igniting tension and revealing hidden loyalties as the balance of power shifts. Chapter 6: A Moment of Nostalgia. Encountering a soldier in the forum, Caesar reminisces about battles, deepening his connection with the legions and the burdens of leadership. Chapter 7: The Common Folk's Grievances. Engaging merchants, he hears their anxieties about taxes and wars, merging the grand narrative of politics with the populace's realities. Chapter 8. The Political Underbelly. Whispers of conspiracy spiral amidst the crowd, underscoring hidden dangers that could jeopardize his journey. Chapter 9. Return to Palatine. Tension crackles at home as he confronts Brutus and Cassius, their dissent echoing a fracture in his support. Chapter 10. An Opulent Feast. Amidst celebration, Caesar's toast reflects on his legacy, foreshadowing the turbulence yet to come as dark winds begin to stir. In this moment, the stage is set for the unfolding drama that will challenge all he holds dear. As laughter and music enveloped the opulent feast, Caesar felt an undercurrent of tension threading through the revelry. Glances exchanged between Brutus and Cassius caught his attention, each fleeting moment heightening his sense of unease. The atmosphere, vibrant yet strained, vibrated with the unsaid. In the midst of toasts and merriment, whispers of betrayal danced close. Every smile held an edge, every cheer a layer of deception, echoing in his mind as a portent of the brewing storm. The festive facade felt like a fragile veil, barely concealing the turmoil beneath. Caesar's heart raced as he pondered the weight of loyalty and the shadows it potentially masked. This very night could harbor the seeds of conspiracy, laying the groundwork for a shift that would alter his fate and that of Rome forever. Each second stretched thin, hinting at the dark realities lurking just beyond the evening's glow. As Caesar withdrew to the solitude of his chamber, he felt the reverberations of the evening linger in his mind. The echoes of laughter had transformed into whispers of doubt, and he was left to contemplate the omens that surrounded him. The prophecies recounted by soothsayers resurfaced, warning of trials ahead, each reminder gnawing at his conviction. His gaze swept across the lavish decor that adorned his surroundings, a stark contrast to the weight pressing upon his heart. In this moment of solitude, doubts began to intertwine with his dreams for Rome. Yet amid the turmoil of uncertainty, a resolute determination flickered within him. He knew the path before him was fraught with peril, but he steeled himself to embrace the challenge. With a deep breath, he vowed to navigate the labyrinth of power that lay ahead, committed to his vision of salvation for the empire he loved. In the quiet aftermath of the evening's festivities, Caesar sat in contemplation, the echoes of laughter and the flickering candlelight creating a surreal atmosphere. Strange occurrences from the day surged to the forefront of his mind as he recalled the haunting interpretations of omens from earlier encounters. Each sign seemed to weave a narrative of conflict and consequence, binding him to a fate both alluring and foreboding. The weight of his decisions pressed uncomfortably against his resolve, urging him to recognize the delicate balance between destiny and free will. In that moment of introspection, he grasped the enormity of his responsibility, not just to himself, but to all of Rome. Embracing the uncertainty ahead, he resolved to fortify his spirit and lay the groundwork for the turbulent days to come, aware that each choice could reshape his destiny and the legacy he would leave behind. As the echoes of the day began to settle, Caesar stood poised on the brink of a critical juncture. Determined to shield Rome from the encroaching threats, he recognized that his choices would carry immense weight, rippling through the fabric of history. He recalled the warmth of the pulpy wine that had flowed at the feast, a stark reminder of the fleeting joys that masked deeper tensions. Mindful of the gathering storm, he felt the pressing urgency to act, a guardian of the empire, bound to forge a path amidst the growing discontent brewing in the Senate and beyond. His heart pounded as he vowed to protect what he treasured, understanding that the price of leadership could be steep. Each heartbeat resounded with the gravity of his destiny, propelling him toward the uncertain road ahead, where loyalty would grapple with ambition and choices would reverberate through time. As dawn's light broke once more, Caesar emerged from the tumult of yesterday, acutely aware of the delicate balance that his decisions would set into motion. The air crackled with possibilities, carrying with it a sense of urgency that refused to be ignored. He could feel the collective heartbeat of Rome, still vibrant yet tinged with the unresolved tensions simmering beneath the surface. Every citizen, every senator, and every ally held a role in the unfolding drama, and their complex interplay was imprinted in Caesar's mind. Today would demand vigilance, an unwavering commitment to protect his vision for the empire while grappling with the impending storm of dissent. He understood now that each choice he made in this intricate tapestry of power would echo through history. With resolve fueling his spirit, he stepped forward to embrace the tides of fate, ready to confront whatever challenges awaited him.